eclipsemagazine.co.uk focuses on the social side of racing to help you get the most out of your day at the races. The horses have been prepared to perfection. If they haven't run over these fences before, they've been schooled over similar fences at home, not as big possibly, but they know what is in store. They're also bred for the job. 4.5 miles over 30 massive fences in the Aintree Grand National. And the starter will call the jockeys in. And basically you can start anywhere you like in the course, so no allotted positions. I always said the brave lads, they always start on the inside. The fences are a little bit bigger, there's a bigger drop at the back of them. On the outside, the not so brave lads, they might start on the outside, or they might be the jockeys on the horses that are possibly not the best jumpers. For me, I always used to like to set off right down the middle so I could get a good clear view of the first fence. So here we are down at the first fence, and basically the runners have set off on the other side of the Melling Road. They come tearing across it and down towards the first fence. It's a lovely inviting fence. It's certainly not as big as it used to be, the old days. I'd say they've knocked about 6 inches off this fence. And yes, here we are at the third fence. This fence isn't quite as high as the second fence, but certainly it's as challenging, if not more so. Here's the guardrail, but look at this. This ditch is about 4 to 5 foot wide, and it's a real test of horse and rider. So here we are at the sixth fence, the big one. This is Beecher's Brook. My race finished here 3 times in 14 rides. I fell twice and nearly fell on the third occasion, and I had to pull up. The first thing I've noticed, especially this year, that the fence is actually slanted across the course. You don't meet it head on. It's more difficult that way to get a horse onto a good stride. It slopes from right to left away from you. So now I think you'll know what I'm talking about. This is a big drop. This fence was named after the famous Captain Beechers, and I believe that a very, very long time ago he actually fell at this fence. Yes, this is the 7th fence, second time around it's the 23rd fence, and it's named after a horse called Foinaven. I say not the biggest fence on the course by a long way, but there was a huge pile up here in 1967. Most of the horses fell or were hampered by loose horses, but Johnny Buckingham and Foinaven jumped it on the wide outside, kept clear of trouble, and they went on to win at those amazing odds of 100 to 1. So here we are at another big challenge in the Grand National. This is Canal Turn. Very, very tricky fence also, because at the back of it, big fence, 5 foot, the back of it is a 90-degree turn. And here you've got the problem of the horses on the outside of it, you're down the inside. They'll be trying to apex the corner, cut the corner, they'll be taking the nose off you, and you can be very easily hampered, very easily brought down at this fence. This rail, we didn't have it in our day when I was riding 10 years ago, but this actually keeps the horses out at Canal Turn. It makes it easier for them to apex the corner and to get them onto the right leg, that is the near fore, the left leg, so they can take this fence a lot more neatly. So you can see the 90-degree turn down to Valentine's Brook, and hopefully you clear Canal Turn second time around, fence 24. And it's now you really start to think about the Grand National in terms of a race and not just survival. You'll be looking around at the other horses, seeing how well they're going, and really starting to weigh up the tactics. When are you going to press the button and head for home in the Aintree Grand National? So this is the Chair. It's one of the most famous fences on the course. It's got a big ditch in front of it, like fences 11 and 3 earlier on in the race. 6 foot to the back of the fence. The other thing about the Chair is that it is also the most narrow fence on the whole course, and here you can get into trouble. Horses in front of you make a mistake, or they jump left or they jump right, which they can do, and they can bring you down, they can hamper you and cause you a lot of trouble. Fence 16, this is the water jump. Like the Chair, you only jump it once. It's the smallest fence on the course. It's got a big spread of water at the back of it, but it usually causes no problem. Although it did for my grandfather way back in the 1920s. He was probably one of the last people to fall at this fence, the water. Having jumped the water, you then move on to the second circuit, you pass the winning post, and it's here almost that the field takes a big breath, fills the tank for another circuit of the Aintree racecourse. So 1 furlong to go in the Grand National. We're at the elbow. We leave the chair on our left-hand side. We only jump it, of course, once in the race, and it's now that jockeys are really asking their mounts for everything. They're driving them for all they are worth. They've got one thing on their mind, and that's reaching that winning post in front. And you'll be feeling it in your legs. As a jockey, you'll be feeling your lungs. You will be exhausted. Your horse, his stamina will be stretched to the very limit. 4.5 miles he has gone. It really has been a huge test to both horse and rider. The winning post, and hopefully you and your horse have made it here first in the Aintree Grand National. West Tip in 1986 and Mini Homer in 1994, they did it for me. They won me the Aintree Grand National, and they made it the greatest days of my life as a National Hunt jockey. You pass the line and it's total mayhem. People are coming up saying well done, the police horses come and collect you and take you back to the winner's enclosure. You're on a cloud. You can't describe exactly how you feel.